We're gonna do something that's different today. We're gonna load up some Purity. I'm just gonna make like a MIDI, build like a chord progression, something like that. And then I'm gonna use audimee just to have a little bit of fun and experiment with some new sounds. For those of you that don't know audimee, it's basically an AI vocal generating website. So shout out to them for sponsoring this video. Basically, I just thought I'd take it for a test run and we'll just kind of like experiment, make some new sounds out of it. So there's a few different ways that we can use this website. What we can do is convert vocals. So if you have your own vocal and you don't feel like you're a super great singer, you can record a vocal take and then drop it into this website, and basically what it will do is AI generate a new vocal for you. It's got a whole selection of like all these different AI artists, so we can just use any of these artists. They all have their kind of like different genres and different styles, and basically these are all like royalty free once you use them. I'm sure you've heard of AI vocals, like kind of been something that's come into circulation in the past couple of years. What I wanted to look at today is generating harmonies. So you can do the same thing with your vocal. You drop that in and then it will AI generate basically like a stack, and you can choose whether it's like a root note, third, a fifth, and yeah, we can just come up with some different vocal harmonic stacks. I'm not going to sing because I can't sing for shit, but what we're going to do is we're going to use Purity to generate a MIDI file, print that out in audio, and then dump it in there, and we're going to turn that MP3 into basically a vocal stack. So it's just this simple like repeating chord progression using fifths. Then I've just made this melody over the top. So this is our audio in here, and then we've just set the key and we're just gonna go with the preset. So these are all the presets that it offers. We've got heaps of different kind of genres and styles in here. I'm just gonna go with like a pop vocal and we'll see how that goes. So let's pick like 3 AI vocalists for us here, and then we can change like each of these stacks. So for this first one, we've got the, it's just a root note, but it's a drone. Then we've got a third, and then we've got a fifth, but we can change all these if we want, and we can also add artists. I'm gonna mute mine and then we'll listen to it. Let's try something else. You go dreamy indie. I like this one a little bit better. I kind of feel like we could make some like shed type thing with this. Maybe I'll pick an extra one. I'm gonna go a fifth drone. We can go into this editor. And so if it's like a melody or something, and just like change the notes and just get like the desired melody that we want. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just gonna hit convert, and then what it's gonna do is it's gonna bundle it into like a folder for me. It definitely needs some processing, but I like where it's at. And we're going to use Benson, Arizona on this one, on the pad. I've had a few comments asking how I basically use like this soft clipper. Basically, I went with this one because it was like probably the cheapest on the market at the time. And then ever since, I've kind of like grown to love it and love the sound of it. Compared to some other soft clippers, it's kind of like got a few little things to get it where you want it to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a few little things to it to get it to sound the way that you want it to sound. I came from like the T-Rax one. Basically, you just like turn one knob and it will just like sound good once you kind of hit a certain spot. But so with the standard clip, basically I just throw this on my main channel, like my master bus or whatever. I go into this mode and I hit soft clip pro. Just through experimentation, I've just brought this around to like 25%. This is like the clip knob essentially. It's on the T-Rax one. So you just want to pull this one down. It depends like on the type of 808 that you use. You know, some of them are like sub heavy and I feel like you can't push them as hard. Ones with like more like upper range, mid-range harmonics tend to be able to like push a little bit harder and they sound alright. So basically this is kind of how I set it up, just with Soft Clip Pro, saturator set to around like 25%, sometimes a little bit lower. And then I usually pull this down to like between 4 and 6 dB. But I'm assuming because this 808 is very subby, it's gonna be a lot more like sensitive to this. So yeah. And then oversampling, generally you just want to have it as high as possible, but it obviously uses like a lot more CPU. I can turn this up to like 256, but because I'm screen recording at the moment, it usually just maxes out my CPU. So I just set it to like 64 and then my CPU sits at around like 50%. So yeah, that's basically everything.